ahead of you.
Whoa!
That's what they're for!
That was fun.
Hello pilots, welcome back to Motion RC. I'm James at the beautiful CCRC field in Cobb County, Georgia. Alongside me is Patrick Crosdale.
Hey.
He's going to be helping us out today. He's helped us on numerous flight reviews now, and no different for our latest release. This is from FlightLine RC. This is the 850mm P-51D Mustang. So now FlightLine RC is just another brand of Freewing. They're produced by Freewing models, so off the success of the 64mm Park Jet series, they wanted to do the same thing for FlightLine, and that's why we're at Pocket Warbirds is sort of what we're calling them. And the first one that we wanted to do in the line, obviously the most popular model, whether we want to admit it or not, is the P-51 Mustang, and it will be available in two different liveries. So they're both Pacific liveries. So from the Pacific War, you have the Enchantress on Patrick's side, and I have the Shanghai Lil. I believe it's a 506 fighter group, but look in the description of this video. I'm sure to give you all that information. Now, the one thing we will say, out of the box, as you're going to see from the build video, the tail is the only thing on these models which is not painted. That's why on the Enchantress, you're going to see there's no painted tail. I painted the tail myself for the Shanghai Lil, I guess, so that we could see them a little better. But in the scale versions, the Enchantress came with a green tail, and the Shanghai Lil came in a yellow tail. But out of the box, the only thing that is painted on these is the shade. So that's the only thing. You're going to get the green shade, and then we envision people calling Callie, keeping her busy, because there's probably a million Mustang schemes that you can do that are already available on Callie, and there's probably so many more that aren't. But now we've been flying them for a good little while, and Patrick, obviously, you're the professional pilot. I call myself the novice. But what are you thinking? For something that's just a 3-channel aircraft, what are your thoughts?
Man, I tell you what, it's, I know the word cute doesn't usually have a positive image when it comes to airplanes, but man, this thing's cute. It's got such a good scale look to it, and I'm a big scale guy. I like an airplane to look and fly scale. And typically when you fly a smaller airplane, it doesn't really have that. You know, they've made adjustments, and the wing looks different or the tail looks different. But
they exaggerate the features usually, right?
This thing is like spot on. It's gorgeously modeled after the P-51, and it flies really well. Like the 3-cell version and a 4-cell version on it, it holds its own with a 3-cell, makes it really fun to fly, and the 4-cell rips.
Yeah, and the beauty there, now what he meant was say, it's not different versions. You could fly same ESC, same motor that's in here. You could put it on 3S or 4S. We're recommending, probably the sweet spot is about a 16 to an 1800. Today for this flight review, we were just flying a bunch around on 22s. So let me open the canopy, because one thing about these models is a lot of times there's not a lot of space in a smaller model, because again, this is an 850mm wingspan, but you can see inside. I got an Admiral 2200 4S. He has the 2200 3S in there. And look at all the room to breathe and play. I mean, you're gonna have no problem, obviously, moving up and down for CG. Guys who wanna add gyros to this, there's on the tray, and we'll show you more close up, they already have a space cut out, because this model comes no rudder, but it's already in the tray. They have the cutout for you to add a servo if you want to add a rudder, because we know a lot of guys will want to do that and further customize this. But again, we're just pushing this as combat aircraft. Have some fun with the guys at your club or at events. Bank them and yank them special, and that's what it does really, really well. So you can see the wind here is picking up. We've already flown them, so you're going to see us flying them a little earlier because we knew it was going to get windier. But as far as other features about the model, just offhand, I think one of the nicest things too is check out the bottom. So mine's already got some scratch marks, but they have 2 skid plates. So there's gonna be no landing gear on these. You're not gonna have any option for that. These are just belly landers. But the beauty is the skid plates are painted on the inside. So they're clear, but you have plastic here and plastic where the radiator would be. And we've had no problem with any sort of prop strikes. We haven't broken a prop yet. That was always a fear with these. And everything else is pre-installed. You're not gonna have to do anything when you take it out of the box except for gluing the elevator in, and then they hid the control rods inside the aircraft. You just turn them around, line them up, and we were up and flying. So again, for this flight, we do have Admiral Stability Plus gyros, and during the flight, we turn them on, we turn them off. We fly them like that because it just depends. In this fishbowl, the wind's worse above the trees than it is below. But we'll fly them both on 4S for the start, and we got about 8 minutes of flight time. And then we put them down, and we put a 3S in one of them and a 4S in the other, and just sort of compared them side by side so you guys can see. I think the manual saying that we're about 80 to 85 miles per hour top end on the 4S, and you're about 60 to 65 miles an hour top end on the 3S. And guys, I love them. Get yourself one, and the beauty is it's a new series, so you can expect to see some other friends, but also some other adversaries later. So let's get to the flying. All right, guys, we are ready to roll. Again, 2200 Admiral 4S's in both of our pocket warbirds here. Alex is going to be following Patrick around mostly. We got camera to follow his sticks, and we got a terrible southern little breeze picking up, which is from our back. So we're going to be doing some tailwind hand launches.
Always perfect, right?
Always perfect. We're lucky to have the weather, though, because a lot of guys haven't flown in months.
That's right.
So we apologize for living in Georgia. But let's take off. I'll go first.
Okay. Out she goes. All right. And
Beautiful.
Up and out.
So we came out here earlier. We had no wind, but it was terribly cloudy. So the planes just looked black in the sky. But we saw the wind come out. The clouds leave. Got the blue skies now. Now we're bringing it down. Now I'm at 50% throttle on that pass.
I was 100% as I come under you.
And Patrick was coming. We were trying to just practice our tandem because obviously that's what these warbirds are great for. Eventually we're going to have some allies and some adversary friends to play with. But for the start, there's more than enough Mustang liveries that you guys can have a lot of fun. So we're going to bring it in again, and this time let it rip. Again on a 4S. Ooh, wind is starting to pick up there.
I can feel it. In fact, you think we should turn our gyros on?
I think so. I've flipped my gyro on.
Okay.
We have the Admiral Stability Plus in there, and we put it on option C, which is on or off. So.
All right, I just flipped mine on, so she should be a little more stable now. I'm a little in front.
Perfect. Now come around one more sort of ripper path. Now I'm on the yellowtail. I was out in front.
Whee!
But now let's show some mild aerobatics.
Sure.
So in the sky, again, Alex is on the Enchantress of Patrick's. And he's
nice.
just going to show you.
Nice slow roll there here. Maybe I'll bring it back down the line and maybe a little vertical as we get towards midfield. What do you think there, Alex? Think you can keep up?
Sounds good.
Coming around.
All right, midfield, and we'll go full power and into the vertical. And up she goes. Let's just roll her in the vertical.
I'm just going to stay around you.
I'm going to drop back down.
Now the beauty about these things, guys, is 3 channels again, so you're all yank and bank here. You don't have to worry about formation, coordinated turns. Nobody can yell at you for not using rudder.
I'm going to do a loop right over the center field here. So I'm at half throttle, guys. As I come in, I'm going to go full power and climb it up into the vertical. Let it roll, and then idle throttle, and swing it back down through. And back to half throttle. Nice, easy loop. Really fun little flying airplanes, honestly.
Yeah, man, the more and more you fly them, the better and better they feel. And even on the 4S, like, they go a little over 80 miles per hour, which if you've flown other racers, it's not as fast, where I think, some people they might feel it's too fast for them. This is perfect. And obviously, with the ability to do 4S, you can always lower the throttle. You could stay at 50% throttle and just park fly it. So now, did you show them axial rolls?
I can totally do some aileron rolls here. As we get down into it, I'm going to get half throttle, pick my nose up, and just full roll. That's on a low rate there, so you can see that the airplane is plenty of roll rate, even at low.
Beautiful.
I'm going to try to join back up with you here a little bit.
There we go.
Oh, there we are. Oh, I'm a little ahead of you.
Up, go a little down.
Woo!
Oh! That's what they're for.
That was fun.
I could see a lot of fun at events. Those fun flyers. You want combat at Neat Fair? They do a big combat. They'll put up 85 planes, I think, last year.
This would be like the perfect combat airplane. It's inexpensive, it's fun to fly, and it looks good too. So I mean, you don't feel bad about it not looking like a scale warbird as you go to town with your buddies.
Yeah. Now we're flying on a 2200 4S. The Admirals, from what Patrick saw, you didn't have any 2200 Admirals. We compared them to some other brands, and they're smaller and lighter. So a 2200 Admiral, more than perfect. I can't attest to a heavier 2200 4S, But our recommendations in the book are calling for about 16 to 1800 is probably the sweet spot between weight and power ratio. But I haven't had a problem. I think the 2200 is great. I was afraid it might have been a pig.
Yeah.
You know, with the 2200 4S.
And it's not.
And it's not at all. It's nice, stable flight. I'm enjoying flying it. Now let's take it in for some slow flight.
Sure.
So I'm coming in. I'm at about half throttle.
Yeah, I'm there with you.
And now we're going to stay in the bowl. So again, our CCRC field here is surrounded by trees. It's like the Super Bowl.
Just gonna wrap it back in.
And yeah, he's staying within the trees. All your, figure eights inside.
It's a super light, super easy. Throw it in the back of your car and just go play anywhere. I mean, if you work somewhere that has a decent sized field, I'd say throw it in the back of your car, keep your transmitter in the car, and on your lunch break, go out there and just zip it around the field for a little bit.
Yeah, you guys that fly at football fields, empty schools, I mean,
yeah,
this is right up your alley. And as you tested before, the shape of this Mustang, it's pretty spot on for the size of it, as far as the scale concern is. Alpha wanted to make sure, people noticed that about it, like the wing shape. We took some pictures before and it was silhouetted and you couldn't tell that it wasn't a real Mustang. And that's, it's great. I mean, obviously that happens with bigger models, but usually the smaller ones, you have to, make the wings a little bigger than they would be, or, you have exaggerated features. Not too much on this one. So scale guys, I think, are gonna love it as well.
Absolutely. I know I'm a big scale guy myself. And I tend to stay away from smaller airplanes because of that, because they don't have that scale look or scale flying. I have been telling you the whole time we've been playing with this thing is I actually really enjoy it. For somebody who prefers a scale airplane to look and fly that way, this is right on par, and it's just super fun.
Yeah. Now let me join up with you for
Okay.
more of those dangerous paths. Let's come in for another pass.
All right.
Because now we're getting to the point, I think my 5-minute timer, I set my timer for 5 minutes. He has it at 8. We've been going about 8 minutes of useful throttle time on these 2200 4s. So that's what we really want to show you here, guys, is just keep flying them out. I've been about half throttle, 3/4 throttle the entire flight here. But you can expect some nice flight times. And the wind, it's funny here, man. There's no wind when you're below the trees. You jump above the trees, and the wind's just like, hello, sir.
It definitely catches them around a little bit. The gyro helps on these, I think, with the smaller airplane.
Down the line. Oh, how about you show some of that nice inverted flight that I'm still not comfortable doing yet.
Okay. Let's see if I can. Let me get her to flip over here. I'm going to turn my gyro off for that. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to come back down the line.
And I'm just going to stay with you. So
I got
don't
about half
mind
throttle.
me.
Oh, there's some wind there. Hello. There she comes. There she does. So you can see the airplane actually handles it pretty well, even with the gyro off.
Yeah, that's why some people get mad when you fly with a gyro, and I used to say the same thing, but man, on a day like today, you probably wouldn't want to fly this without having the gyro in, because you'll just be getting knocked around. You wouldn't have an enjoyable experience. The gyro, if anything, allows you to not be as concerned on these windy days.
Yeah. Just fly. Look at that. Whee!
I've now shut my gyro off.
Okay. What are we doing on times here? I got about 44 seconds left for a useful timer here. You want to put one in for a landing, and I'll join you right behind?
Maybe, but let's keep.
Okay. You want to keep it rocking?
I'm going to give it one more rock.
Okay.
Down the runway, and then I'll come in for a landing.
All right. Let me. I'm going to try to get back in with you then a little bit. All right. I've turned inside your turn. I got my power in. Here we come.
Woo! Love it. Victory roll. There it is.
Definitely good victory roll for that thing.
All right, I'm going to come in for a landing first.
Okay.
Gear down. Nope.
Gear up and welded.
So now I'm completely throttle off, and I'm just working on my pitch.
All right. I'm going to give you a strafing pass. Whee!
And I hit a bump. Of course.
I'll land left to right as well with you. I'm going to leave my gyro on for this, and I'm going to stay in high rates just so I've got some authority as we get slow. But like James says, I am completely throttle off. Just kind of letting the airplane drift down, a little crabbing with that wind, work it, work it, work it. Whoa, there's a little bit. There she is.
Perfect. I think one thing with these, people would be concerned about breaking props. We have yet to see a broken prop. We've only landed them on grass. We haven't tried to. Why bother landing on the pavement if you don't need to? So, guys, it's perfect for grass flying. Patrick, thank you so much. Let's go check that battery.
Yeah.
Both of them. See where we're at. All right, guys, so just landed. Sorry, we had to cut the camera quick to go get the cell checker and such, but I was at 8 minutes and 6 seconds for that flight, so I'll show you mine. And for the most part, I was about 50 to 75% throttle the entire flight. So let me just plug in, cell check, and you can see I'm at 3.79, so almost a perfect storage charge for me, which is great. That's where you want to be, and I'd have more than enough time to have gone around a couple times, but I don't know, this type of model that I don't even fear dead sticking. Just because, you know, like, I don't think it's going to be too bad.
I'll take mine out here so we can see it.
And Patrick, you were watching his sticks the whole time. And let's see.
All right, can you see that there? Look at that, 3.80.
Right on.
Let's see, there you go, 3.80, look at that. Yeah, definitely, I agree. I think dead sticking this airplane is not even close to an issue.
Yeah, that's
how you're going to land it.
Dead
stick it.
Yeah, just dead stick. Like, they're combat, they're fun aircraft. But I think what we're going to do is one more tandem flight, but this time we're just going to swap. I'm going to have Patrick put in a 3S. I'm going to put in a 4S, and we're just going to do a couple passes by so you guys can see the speed on those. But obviously, a lot of the flying we just did on 4S, you could do on 3S just a little bit slower, and again, it only caters to you park guys. If you're flying at a park, 3S is going to be for you. If you have the ability to open up the space, then go 4S.
Awesome.
Well, let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, guys, I'm in the front with the 4S22. I'm going to come down the runway, full speed pass, being quiet. And now Patrick's going to follow me up.
Here I come. Full
On
speed,
3S.
powers in. There's a 3S.
Nice, and you can easily hear the difference. I'm coming again, 4S. Nice.
And here I come.
And here comes Patrick on 3.
Full throttle. Coming at the camera.
Sounds really nice. Now we'll try to do a full pass, fast pass with them together. So I'm at 50%. There we go. Turning left. Turning left, bringing in full throttle. Now. Woo! I overtook you.
Oh yeah.
I was behind you and easily
went past.
So there you go, guys. That's the plane flying on both 3S and 4S. As you can see, the 3S is going to be a little more tamer. That's like your show pass Mustang, and 4S is going to be let's go to war Mustang. You're going to get those more top-end speeds. But Patrick, again, thank you so much for joining us on this flight review. Excellent flying.
Thanks.
And any last closing statements you got on this thing?
Oh man, just what a fun little airplane. It's something that I think I would love to like throw in the back of the car, and when I'm at work, if you got a field nearby, just throw it out and fly. Just simple, easy, looks good, flies great.
Yeah, and I think there was also a hole in the market for, there used to be a lot of planes of this size, toss and boss, as we say, with Warbirds, but now it's available again and again. There'll be more coming from FlightLine in the future in this series, so you guys can look out for some allies, look out for some adversaries. And before I close out this video, again, just want to tell everyone, when it comes out of the box, the tail will not be painted. I painted this myself. Both liveries do require the tail to be painted if you want to complete that scale scheme, but they are not painted out of the box. Just the sunshade is painted the green here, but the Enchantress to complete this would need the green tail, and I completed the Shanghai Lil with the yellow tail. This was Rust-Oleum from Walmart, $3.50. I think it was Marigold is the yellow I use. So that's about does it here for this flight review, guys. Thank you again, Patrick, so much. Thank you, everybody, for watching the video. Leave your comments. If you have any questions about the model or anything, drop a comment on YouTube. Head over to our Motion RC fan page on Facebook. You can head over to Hobby Squawk, join the conversation there, and also look out for the build video where you see us take it out of the box and put it together in about 5 minutes. So talk to you guys later.
See ya.